I'm Mary Crowley, and this is Zing. I'd like to sing a song for you. May I please spend some time with you? I would like that, yes, I'd like that. Would you like that too? Hope you stay with me. I think you'll enjoy it. I want to tell you something you need to hear often, and that is, you are special. You are important. There is only one person like you in the whole world. And so you have to remember that you are quite wonderful. Don't ever forget it. All right, on with the show. Up here we have some words. And the first one I want to mention is blue. The color is blue for this show because it's cold out. And blue is a cool color. And we have here a blue puppet, which we won't use today. We have blue napkins. We have a blue easel. We have blue bags that the Rutland Herald comes in. And we have the word blue. And I've got blue in what I've got on, but I don't have many clothes that are blue. The word for this month is move. And the reason the word is move is that there are so many people who don't move enough. And children as well as adults, they sit a lot. And sitting's not a good idea because people are made to move. Now, how can you move? You can probably tell me all kinds of ways. How could you move outside now that it's cold? You could slide on a sled or a saucer down a nice hill, the country club, Church Hill, other hills in town. You could skate. We have near us a place where kids can skate outdoors. And also, of course, there's Giorgetti, where you can skate indoors. You can make a snowman. You can make a snow family. You can make a snow fort. You can make snowballs, but make sure you don't hurt anybody. There are so many things you can do outdoors. And if there is no snow, you can go to the playground. You can go down the slide. You can take a walk on sidewalks or streets that aren't icy, but make sure you always stay on the left-hand side of the road if you're in the road. On the left-hand side, because then you can see the cars coming towards you. It's important to stay on the left-hand side. Okay, what can you do inside? Well, inside, you can help around the house. Let's say your mother is doing something and you think, oh, I could help her do that. You can dance. I have here a line drawing that I did, and it shows people dancing in different ways. There's a Native American over to the right doing his dance. There's a woman who's doing ballet, and I think the other woman is doing a flamenco Spanish dance. So they're all doing different kinds of dances. And I made up a silly dance to go with the word zing. So I will do it for you now. The Zing dance. Z, 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 Z-I-N-G, Z, 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 Zing, Z, 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 Z-I-N-G, Z, Z, Z-I-N-G, zing, whoop! Another way you can move, it's not quite the same, is you can draw or paint. If you can stand up while you draw, if you are able to tape a piece of paper to a wall, then you can stand up and you can kind of move around as you draw. And you can sort of back up a few steps and take a look and say, well, what do I want to do next? I think drawing is one of the most important things for people to do. They don't have to want to be artists. They don't have to worry about whether or not they're drawing something that somebody else would like. Drawing is the first language that most people have. They draw because they see around them the world that is so wonderful, and they want to somehow make lines that help them to put that world, that person, that teddy bear, that flower, they want to put that on a piece of paper. Now they scribble first. All children scribble. And then they doodle, which is not so much fast energy, it's slower. It's, okay, I'll just take this line for a walk and go around. And then they get to the point where they draw, usually people first or a house. And so I just think that if people continued with drawing, and that doesn't mean they have to make real drawings, if they're upset, they can make a drawing and get their bad energy out on the paper. And sometime maybe later I'll tell you about that. Anyway, I'm going to be drawing, but I want to show you some things first, because I'm going to ask you if you'd like to send a drawing or bring a drawing to Peg TV, and we'll show it. And I will show you some drawings first. If you decide you want to do this, you make a drawing, and if you are young, perhaps you do a drawing like this. I'd like a drawing of a head or a person or more than one person. Now, Esmeralda the puppet is not a person, but she is like a person. And this is done with a Ticonderoga pencil, just a plain old yellow pencil, and a drawing pencil. So that's why there's so many darks there. This one is done with marker, and I pretended that my brother Richard did it. I was older than he was. So here it is, and I put the word Richard on the front, and then on the back I put age 9, 2 figures, stick figures, fine figures. So on the back I'd like you, no, on the front I'd like you to put your name. This is a drawing I did when I taught art at Rutland High School. And so I put my name on it, because that's what I'm asking you to do, just first name. And then on the back I put adult. And then I put my email address, and then what did I put? Oh, I want to draw every day. D-E-D, draw every day. And that's true, I do. This is a drawing I did with brown watercolor, and I was doing this kind of thing when I was taking art classes when I was 22. So I put 22, my age, on the back, pretending I was 22. And I wrote a few sentences, which is what I'm encouraging you to do. So if you would like to do this, you draw a head, a portrait, or you draw a person. There is a person who is flying a kite. And I just love it because it's a copy of a drawing that Paige Crowley did when she was very young. And so you can see, you know, she did it a certain way, and she also did the wind a certain way. So I'm asking if you would like to share your artwork. Please, any size, whatever paper you have, whatever you want to use, whether it's a pencil, a pen, a marker, whatever it is, on the one side, if you want to, you can put your age, you can put your email address, your phone number, you can write a paragraph on the back if you would like to, but you don't have to. I would just like to know the age. I am going to draw from a drawing that I found of mine when I was about 3 or a little younger. I was an artist at a very young age, and I didn't have any training. Nobody gave me lessons. I just did this on my own. I'll do it the way I did it when I was 3. So here's one. And here's a neck. There is a neck. And then there's this right here. And this goes over like that. And then here's this. And the hand I did this for. And then this hand is here. And then, this is very strange, this goes down here. And there's a foot. I love it. All right. And here is, I guess, an eye. And I guess this is a mouth. And I guess that's a nose. That is so funny. Anyway, all right, so these people are holding hands, which I guess is a good sign. And here is kind of a ruffle skirt. And then There's no neck on this one, but a very large head. All right, so here's the very large head. And for some reason, there are, I don't get this, because I did this when I was very young, but there are ears up there. All right, then we have quite a large eye, and then we have another eye, and then we have a line that goes down like this and connects here, and it goes like this. There. And that's that person. No legs. Oh well, that's the way it was. So here up there is a hand and an arm. And here's the last person I drew. And this one is very short arm. And then the shape that goes kind of like this. And then it goes like this. And there's kind of an eye there, and I guess that's a nose. And then I guess there was enough paper to put this here. And so there are 3 drawings, which I'm very, very pleased with. I really am, because I did that without anybody telling me what to do. I just made it up. We are going to the fire station next. Mike Delahanty and Nate Elwert are going to talk about smoke detectors.
One of the most important things is to have working smoke detectors in your home. Make sure you have good working batteries. So that every year, twice a year, when you change your clocks, change your batteries. Make sure every detector in your house is working. There's a little test button on every one of the smoke detectors that you can try to make sure it's working.
As you do in school with your monthly fire drills, is we always tell people that everybody should do fire drills in the home. Majority of the time you spent is sleeping and eating at home with your parents and your families. So we'd like to see everybody do fire drills at home. All you have to do is tell your parents that you want to do a fire drill, and in the middle of the night they can find that test button that Mike just spoke about. All you have to do is press and hold it, wait for the detector to go off, and then you practice your good fire safety techniques of feeling the door with the back of your hand, going out into the hallway, make sure there's no smoke, and finding your way out of the building to your meeting place. Typically we have meeting places that are mailboxes, trees, big rocks in your yard, and once you get to the meeting place, make sure all of your family members are there, and then call 911 to make sure the fire department's on the way.
Thank you so much, Mike and Nate. Randall Smathers will now take you on a tour of the children's room at the Rutland Free Library. That's free library. That's right, it's free to take books out from the library. If you haven't done it, ask when you go in.
One of the great things about the library is little kids can come in and they can find the children's section just by following the leaves that go all the way back to the children's section of the library. So when you first get to the children's section, we've got a dog and a nice big stuffed chair. And if you want, you can sit right here with the dog and read. We also have our reading buddies. Our reading buddies hang out either right here or at the help desk. And my favorite reading buddy is Tigger. You can sit here and read with Tigger, or you can read in the kids area. The reading buddies are great because they don't care if you don't get every single word right. They don't care how long it takes you to read the book. They just love having you read to them. So yeah, let's go inside now with Tigger and we'll see the children's area. So one of the great things about the new bookshelf in the children's area is you get to see the fronts of all the books. So you can pick the books out just based on what they look like. If it's got a picture you like, you don't have to worry about knowing all your words yet, all your letters. So this is the new books and you see it right when you come on in. But let's go farther in. So this is the main easy reading room. This is where kids all the way up from toddlers through kids in their first couple years of school are going to find the books that are going to be best for them. One of the challenges with this part, one of the hard parts with this part of the room is that the books are filed with the spines facing out, and that's why we invite you to talk to the folks at the help desk or maybe have a parent help you with the computer, because I happen to know that Click Clack Moo, one of my favorite books, is written by Doreen Cronin, but you might not know that, and so it would make it hard for you to find by yourself. So always feel free to ask for help. Tigger's my reading buddy, but he's not much help. And now we're here at the help desk in the library. It's right next to the children's area, and we try to always have a friendly librarian at the help desk. We love having kids come and ask us questions.
We sure do.
Now, if you really want to be able to pick your own books out at the library, we have these bins here, and you can just flip through until you find a book that you like, or a picture that you like on the front of it, or once you get to know maybe your favorite author. I love Tomi DiPiola. I think she's great. So this part of the library, of the children's area, is designed so that you can find your own books without any help from grown-ups. I think that's pretty cool. We've also got toys you can play with. This, with the beads, is here all the time. The other toys sometimes move in and out. Sometimes we have Legos. Right now we've got a whole bucket of great big floor puzzles you can come in and play with. So maybe if you're in with brother and sister and they're reading and you don't want to, by all means, we've got some stuff for you to play with and keep yourself happy. Now, this is our board book collection. These are for our very youngest readers. I think most folks know about board books. They have nice big heavy cardboard pages. Little kids are more than welcome to find their own way through this, find a book that they might want to read. And I have to tell you my favorite story. The first book that my family had to buy because we had to replace it at the library was a board book, and it was called Teeth Are Not for Biting, and my youngest child had chewed it up. So then one of the things we have that does make it easier to find your way around the room a little bit is we've taken all the books about special holidays and we put them here in this section, and they've all got their own little stickers on the back so you can decide which holiday it is you need to read about. The next big holiday that's coming up is Valentine's. So we've got a whole collection of books. This one is Little Mouse's Big Valentine, but all our Valentine's books are here, and then Easter, and all the rest of the way through all the holiday seasons right up until Christmas time. So you want to come in and look for the holiday stickers in this section. Lots of people have favorite spots to read with their reading buddies when they come into the library. And this lovely, great big 2-person plus a reading buddy sized rocker is my favorite. It's a great spot to bring Tigger or Snoopy or whichever one of the reading buddies you like the most and just sit and maybe have a nice read with your Grammy. And hey, the book I'm reading right now, that's exactly what the little girl is doing. She's sitting and having a read with her grandmother. So it's a great spot, and we'd love you to all come and join us at Rutland Free Library in the children's section.
Thank you, Randall, for sharing. I had fun watching you. Wonderfeet Children's Museum is the place to have fun and learn at the very same time. One of the things you find near the front of Wonderfeet is the Wonderfeet Puppet Show. And there are puppets that you can choose, and you can close the curtains or keep them open so you can see the person in the back, and you can make up stories, or somebody can read from one of the books that's back there. Myra, would you like to take over?
Hello, hello. I found some ice cream. Picky, would you like some ice cream? Yes, yes, I love ice cream.
Thank you. Near the puppet theater are some big blocks, and you can make 6 different pictures if you put the blocks together so that they fit. Now Myra's going to put some blocks together so there's a picture.
This is a fox, and there are 6 animals that all live in Vermont. So each side has a different animal. So when you can work this puzzle with your mom or dad and find out what wildlife live in Vermont.
Right. And then after you get one, you could tumble them down and see if you see anything you could start another picture with. Oh, look, here's one right here. You can see that that has other blocks that would go with it, and you can see the head. I think maybe that's a good place to start. Oh, look, there are the ears. Exciting. So you can make 6 different pictures. Thank you, Myra. It was wonderful for you to have the idea for the museum and to make it happen. Lynn Desmarais, writer and poet, is going to share with you 2 of her poems.
This is a poem for everyone like me who loves winter. I call it, It's Winter. I Love Winter. The light is short. The nights are long. I ride the bus. I sing along. I go to school. I play outside. On fluffy, snowy fluff I glide. It's winter. I love winter. It's after school. My nose is cold. Put on your socks, I'm being told. My toes slide into brand new skates. I jump in them. I can't be late. It's winter. I love winter. I skate around an indoor rink, a lightning blur, a fuchsia pink. I turn, I twist, I smile, I bow. I know, my coach has taught me how. It's winter. I love winter. Now I am home. My house is hot. I need to go where it is not. I go to where cold dazzles me. Outside I'm free as I can be. It's winter. I love winter. I wrote this poem about wild turkeys. I find them so interesting to look at. They look to me like little dinosaurs that are living with us at this moment. And I'm always curious about them. So this poem is about questions I have for wild turkeys. Where, oh where, do the wild turkeys go when the fields are frozen and covered in snow, in the shrub and brush, while the fields and woods touch? They eat as they walk, searching for nuts. That's where the wild turkeys go. Where, oh where, do the wild turkeys sleep? Where there is no house, no barn, no keep. They sleep in trees, huddled together. They tuck their heads up under their feathers. That is how wild turkeys sleep. What, oh what, do wild turkeys eat? In winter, in rain, in snow and in sleet, scratching for acorns, nuts, grapes, and berries, beetles and ticks, beech nuts and cherries. That's what the wild turkeys eat. Where, oh where, do the wild turkeys go when the fields are frozen and covered in snow? To the shrub and the brush, where the fields and woods touch. They eat when they walk, and they search for nuts. That's where the wild turkeys go.
Thank you, Lynn. It was wonderful to hear your ideas about winter and the wild turkeys, and to also have included the paintings of the wild turkeys. You are a poet of Vermont. Now Ron Pulser is going to come join me. He has his guitar. He knows a great deal about the guitar and about music. This is a guitar. You call those pieces of wire strings?
Yes, these
Want
are
to talk about those?
Yeah, there's six strings, and they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
And they really sound different, don't they?
Yep, this one's a low string here. Usually you pick down or strum down with the beat. So I'll go this way. It's 6 is low, E, A, D, G, B, and a high E.
All right. There is something called a musical scale.
Yes.
And it's a musical alphabet, but it's not like the alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's different.
It's similar but different. So the ABC song, if you know that, goes A through Z, as in zebra. This one goes A through G, and then it repeats. So can I demonstrate?
Sure.
Okay.
Good idea.
All right. So I'm going to start with the letter A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it repeats A, B, C, D. I can't sing this high. And it ends on an A.
You took your fingers and you plucked the strings, but you also did something up near the top of your guitar. You want to talk about the fret and what you do up there?
Right. So these.
And what is a fret?
Okay. So this is the guitar neck, and it has these metal wires that are embedded in the fretboard. which is at the face of the neck. And you put your fingers, you don't necessarily put them on the, but you put them just behind it. Anywhere behind here, I can get this same note. I can move my fingers slightly. So it has to be just behind the fret. And then as you move up, you get a higher pitch sound.
Okay, so as you move from one part to the other, the sound changes. And that's true for every single string. If you put your fingers on there the way you were then, if you put your fingers on a different string, it would have a different sound, right?
Correct. So if I start without using this hand, this is called an open string. But once I put my finger on it, it's not open, it's a different note.
So you can make lots of different notes just with 6 strings.
Correct.
Isn't that amazing?
Right.
It is. It really is. Okay. Now, is there anything you want to say before you play and talk about a particular melody?
Okay, sure. So we just did the scale starting with the letter A, and that actually happens to be an A minor scale, which if you ever look at a piano and you see all the white keys, I just basically press the white keys on the piano to play that. Now if I...
Or a keyboard.
Right, a keyboard, an organ or a piano. So if I play the same notes, but I start in a different place, I'm going to start with C. We're going to be in the key of C, so it sounds more like if you play the do, re, mi scale, like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Then you can sing backwards. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
All right, and so in a group of 7 notes, which is called a scale, there is a name for each one of those notes. Okay, so let's go on to the melody you're going to play.
Okay, I'm going to do the song Ode to Joy, and it only has 5 notes. So it has C, D, E, F, G. And there's actually a low G and a high G in the song, but basically there's 5 notes. So here we go.
So could we sing along to that now?
Sure. 1, 2, 3, go. La 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 la.
Thank you, Ron, for sharing. Maybe some of the children here will decide to play an instrument or to sing on a regular basis. Singing is a lifetime sport. We have reached the end of the show. I want to say again how special you are. You are lovable and you are capable. You are brave if you decide to try something when you're afraid. You are helpful if you decide to offer your help to somebody else. You are creative if you decide to draw or to make something with Legos or Play-Doh or anything else. Remember to move, to get outside. That's so important. You are important. It is important for you to take care of your body. And one way you do it is by moving. And one of the reasons I put a red U in blue was to make the point that you are important. That's it for now, and I'm so glad that you joined me. Bye-bye.